Comments after comments of Battlefield players begging DICE to remove specialists just for them to say, we weren't able to go hands-on with all 10 of our specialists and see them all in action on the battlefield. Now that all the cards are on the table, let us know what you think. Okay DICE, let me tell you what I think for the 0.5% chance you have of seeing this. I'll tell it to you straight. Let's continue. This is my message to DICE about specialists in Battlefield 2042. Commonly used in small PvP games that don't consist of more than 20 players, brought into a game of 128 players. Are you already seeing my problem with this? Now, to respond to DICE's misguided vision, as a person that's been playing video games ever since I could talk, I can tell you that without artificially enforcing people to play different specialists with a cap, for example, only 10 people can go specialists in a team, everyone's just going to go for a select few. Especially Mackay will be the most popular specialist with around like 30 players in a team going for him, because he makes the most sense to use it, as it adds another level of verticality. Then you have some bloody Riot Shield guy. Please explain who would be playing this tacky role. Dozer seems useless, and I would much rather just go Mackay, because then I can fly up to a building with my grappling hook. The same situation just repeats itself with other examples. Now, these specialists only make sense in a select few modes, and I'll expand on that later. But we're talking about the core modes of Battlefield that every fan plays. Why would I want to play as Casper, the guy with the bloody recon drone, who uses a recon drone for a casual FPS game? Who uses it? Battlefield isn't a game that thrives on 64 players all working together via voice communication, as much as you'd like it to say. Maybe on private PC servers. It's more of a ping this, attack that game. Go to the objective. Yes, a lot of squads may work together when they are friends, but a lot of the time no one is talking and everyone's just doing their own things. So suddenly, these more support roles become completely useless. Not to mention, like Irish, his deployable cover will only really be useful on Breakthrough. How's it going to be useful in Conquest? You drop it down somewhere and now you can't use it for like 10 minutes, so what are you going to do? It's not useful. I'd much rather go with a grappling hook or a wingsuit. This specialist system was not designed or even intended for 128 players, and in a utopia where everyone magically is evenly split, the 10 specialists, you would still have like 11 players per game as a specialist. Not to mention the system of specialists not working for Battlefield. It also just doesn't make sense story-wise. When has Battlefield ever been about an individual? Why are we going through stories for the specialists? Battlefield is about an open war where you play as just another number on the field, slowly grinding to a win. It's not about having a personality. We could care less where you're from, how you look, or what gender you are. Your only job in the game is to fight towards victory. But I don't give a shit about specialists and their story. I care about the battles. Even the lore in Battlefield games, to a certain extent, I don't give a shit about, because it's the gameplay and how the game works that makes Battlefield so good. I would never rate DICE for their storytelling abilities. They've never been the best at telling stories. No offense, but if we look at the past Battlefield campaigns, they're not exactly blockbusters. But if you enjoy them, that's your opinion. I doubt 50% of the players even played the Battlefield stories in the past and just went to multiplayer straight away, because most of us don't care about the story. I'm not saying there shouldn't be one. For continuity's sake, it's still important that there is some form of story, and a campaign mode is still getting more value for your dollars. So I just want to argue that I'm not anti-campaign. I'm just saying that DICE is not a single-player game maker. Hope that makes sense. This is not the reason people buy Battlefield though. Classes are better because you are just another cog in the machine trying to win. You can choose your playstyle and they don't affect the game too much. One's not too OP, the other isn't. They all have their perks and their merits. All the classes have their own merits and are all attractive to play. I constantly found myself in other Battlefields always switching between classes. Uniqueness also matters in the specialist system. I could be in an elevator with 13 Mackays with all the same voice lines. Sounds great for a next-gen game with a $70 price tag. It's really starting to seem like a step down from our previous games. And add an extra year of development. In Battlefield 5, there's like 6 different people per faction that all have different voice lines. And that game was a step down from previous ones. So what's this one? What, are we jumping off the cliff now? Please explain to me where the extra year of development has gone, because we have less maps, less skins, and what do we get instead? A battle pass? Yay! Again, please, someone explain to me why they would want to be recon drone guy when you could be Mackay with a grappling hook. I generally want to know if you would prefer to be a recon drone guy or be the bloody guy with a grappling hook flying above, killing a bunch of people. As much as most people want to argue, Battlefield is still quite a casual game, and it appeals to a more casual audience. I don't see people going, ooh, which one am I going to be? Recon Drone. Sounds interesting. But like I said, does work in Breakthrough, not in Conquest, which is probably the biggest game mode. Not to mention that Specialists look like they were planned just for Hazard Zone, but because DICE became too lazy to reintroduce the class system, as it would take more work and then they wouldn't be able to copy and paste their last work, then they just decided to copy and paste it. Because Hazard Zone works really well for Specialists, but Specialists don't work really well for All-Out Warfare. But please, again, explain to me why they work better than the class system, because I can't seem to find anything that makes Specialists better than the class system we already had. For consumers, yes. For you, those people looking to try and be different will make your bank accounts happy. It's the only benefit I see out of it, and it doesn't even affect the consumers. It affects DICE. It'll be easier to make skins out. But I really want you guys, make a post, say something. This is why the Specialist system is better in Call of Duty, in Battlefield, compared to the class system. I haven't seen anything. I wonder why. I wonder why we haven't seen anything from them saying why the Specialists work better. All they've said is, oh, get cool skills, bro. Yeah, cool. I didn't ask though. I want my class system back. For those that are saying that, just bitching and moaning, if you don't bring up your point and argue it, you're not going to affect change. This is what I'm trying to do with this video. Probably won't work. Probably will get 7 views. I'm trying, and that's what matters. So if you can express your opinions on this, do it, because the only way we're going to be able to stop them is by talking about it. We all know they're going to make a lot of money. Only thing we can do is try and spread the information out. So if you have any friends that are considering a game, maybe share this. Who knows, or just bring up the topic. DICE. This is my plea. Please change the Specialist system. Hell, delay the game 2022, because right now, your only saving grace is Portal mode, the only mode that feels like an actual Battlefield experience. Leave the Specialist in Hazard Zone, give us a class system and All-Out Warfare. Or, give me some points and reasons why Specialists work better than Battlefield for the consumer. Like I said, it's funny how we haven't seen anything like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. As of right now, status quo says that there are no positives because you haven't told me. This is why I don't trust game companies anymore. We were already disappointed with Cyberpunk's release, and that company had so much love. I pre-ordered the game and everything, and it released. I was lucky enough, allegedly, to get a refund after completing it. Allegedly, of course. DICE, for all its previous magic, is slowly falling out of grace. We're seeing in Battlefield 5, Battlefront 2, they just care about the numbers, they don't care about the gamers like they used to. I'm not talking about the developers, I'm talking about the big wigs. Battlefield 5 still had mad potential, but this game has its benefits and its negatives. What's the next Battlefield going to be? A copy and paste of Call of Duty? You're going to see 6v6 come back? They're already working on that on Battlefield 5 and they canned it. So who even knows what they're planning to do? We might see all of Battlefield next year. Thanks for watching, and DICE, change the Specialist system. Peace.